Sorry, guys, I had to step away for just a moment there. But yeah, this might be a time where, again, this major realization, it's like, aha, this is why I'm here. This is the magic that I bring. Okay, so really positive. At the bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. She tells the truth. She's the one who knows her story. She knows what she's capable of. She knows what she's gone through and what she's been able to survive and who that's made her become today. And there's something with the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords that I see directly connected here. There's a truth about what you're capable of and a truth about who you have become. And there might be kind of like a slow unraveling or slow revelation this month, like step by step by step by step. And it's like I feel like by the end of the month, be this like massive, oh my gosh. I totally have not, there might be this total, like, again, just the tower coming down just within your own perspective of, wow, there's so much more out there for me. There's a bigger place for who I've become. I think there's going to be a bigger elevation of your perspective, meaning that you're going to realize how much more of a world there is out there to explore, and it might make you feel kind of like this little child where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And there's so much more out there, and I've been sitting in this kind of stale energy. Why didn't I do this sooner? There could be a little bit of that. So, okay, we have the Queen of Swords coming in again for the Four of Pentacles. There's a little bit of with the Queen of Swords, sometimes she can come in and... So right now I want to pull clarifiers for all these cards, just for those of you who are not aware of how I do my readings. But the Queen of Swords coming in again here, she can be one where sometimes this can be where... in her lowest energetic form, she will tell a jaded story, or she will tell a truth, but from a jaded perspective, meaning that she will sit there and say, like, maybe you want to invest in something that is going to allow you to go deep within. But you will sit there and say, well, yeah, but the last time I did that, I didn't reap any benefit from that. The last time I tried to go on that, major backpacking trip through Europe that was going to be revelational to me, I ended up having to come back home halfway through with no money because somebody robbed me. It could be something, like that. We have 1,000 of those stories in our life, and it could be the same thing. Like maybe you're again seeking to go back to school, and you're like, yeah, but I didn't do anything with my first degree, so why would I go back to school to get a second degree? There is a point where you're going to have to face, I think, that part of yourself, that kind of states something where you feel it makes you feel like there's a jaded aspect of that. Like, I would never try that again. I would never invest in that again. I won't invest in myself again because of what happened previously. And I think that with the Ace of Swords coming in again, there's going to be this realization, I think, a new perspective on your truth that maybe you've been holding yourself back from seeing through sitting in an old story. Let's see. Yep, there's the Page of Cups. There we are. Page of Cups and the Moon. Yeah, because you don't know what this part of yourself is actually going to... It's almost like not understanding, if I honor this inner child of this innocent part of myself, the part that wants to come out and have fun, and you don't know what that's gonna change. You don't know if by actually sitting here and investing in this, is that actually going to reap a reward? The Moon speaks to a lack of clarity, but it also speaks to, can you walk this path on faith? So with the Hermit, there's 9 of Coins, a comfort zone. 9 of Coins can also speak to being very financially independent, sitting with a lot of physical abundance. Okay, so we have 2 cards reversed. I do not put reversals in my decks, so when they come out reversed, this is definitely a pointed sign. We have 9 of Cups and 7 of Cups, and we have Page of Wands. So here's the Page of Wands again coming through here. play. I think for many of you, there's a realization around, so when we look at these cards upright, Nine of Cups is a card of gratitude. It's a card for being very abundant on an emotional level. And the Seven of Cups is kind of that illusion of just, there's so many opportunities out there. I think for many of you, there's a realization that it's almost like, because the Nine of Cups can also speak to not knowing what that 10th cup is for you that will ultimately lead to your heart's fulfillment. And I think that there's been a time here where you've been kind of stuck in this limbo of like, I don't even know what that is. Like if I had to make a wish for what would ultimately make me feel fulfilled, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a loving partner. I don't know if that's having children. I don't know if that's working in a specific field of work. And with these two coming in, the Page of Wands and the Nine of Coins, there's a realization that there is a comfort zone here. Definitely. A comfort zone. I think for many of you have achieved a certain level of, again, financial or physical abundance. And it's saying you have the ability to play right now. There may be this feeling for many of you where you're kind of trapped, like you've cut, and this could be actually where this Eight of Swords is coming from directly. This feeling of, I don't really know who I am. I don't know where this cup I'm holding belongs. I don't know how this fits into the larger wish I want to have for myself. I don't know what that is. And this is saying the need is to play. The need is to, instead of focusing so much on this lack of clarity as to, well, I don't know what to be grateful for. I don't, this can actually be getting kind of out of being grateful. This can be where you're trying to seek something outside of yourself and yet you're missing how much you have to be grateful for. And I think that by simply leaning into the abundance you have, getting out of this mind frame of being, because the Four of Pentacles can again be a miserly energy. It can be where we are so focused on the physical that we lose sight that life isn't all about the physical. It's not all about just earning money. It's not all about a bottom line, a paycheck. It's about play. It's about enjoyment of life. It's about allowing the most innocent part of ourselves to come out and to just have our needs fulfilled through what we experience every day. And with the Nine of Coins, this does speak to, you have a lot. You may feel like you're in the Four of Pentacles energy, but you're actually in the Nine of Pentacles. And it's time to allow that page to come out, to not be stopped by, I'll have fun. I'll go out there and do that when I make $50,000 more, when I get that promotion and I get that bonus and I get that. This is saying there is no more when. There is no more somewhere down the line I'll be happy. There's a lot to be grateful for now. And I think, again, that play and the realization that you have a lot of physical financial abundance now is going to be, it's going to help that revelation of something deep within, an ability, something that really does play to your magic that wants to come out now. Okay, so let's go ahead here and clarify the Queen of Cups. What does Virgo need to know about the Queen of Cups? Strength and the Two of Swords. Yeah, there's, for those of you who have a child or are becoming a mother, this might be where in Virgo, it has been coming up a lot that you guys have been kind of healing your relationship with the physical, healing your relationship with money, healing your relationship, I think, between what feels like fun versus maybe what you feel your duty is. And this is saying, I think for many of you, your duty right now is to play. Your duty right now could even be to become a parent. That is part of this hermit energy of the rediscovering of maybe a part of yourself that has long been not fulfilled. And the strength with the Two of Swords, this is having the strength to choose to sit in that energy of unconditional love, choosing to sit and say, I will prioritize becoming a mother. I will prioritize becoming a parent. It doesn't have to be a mother. We all have masculine and feminine energy in us, but this is becoming a nurturing parent. I will choose to choose that, or I will choose to nurture the inner child within. I will have the strength to love myself, love my cup, and let it out. I will not hold that part of myself back because of my perceived lack of abundance in the physical. So let's see what this Tower is here. And for many of you, it's interesting. I have heard this, and I've actually personally experienced it myself in having a child. Sometimes we actually heal our own wounding around where we didn't feel fulfilled as a child, or where we may have been trying to find fulfillment again someplace outside of ourselves. And then through the love of our child, we actually reconnect with our own inner child, and there's a realization of how much maybe a part of ourself was wounded, and we heal that through truly loving and supporting our own children. It's an interesting dynamic. But there may be, for some of you, an indecision around wanting to become a mother or not, or wanting to mother your inner child or not. And I can honestly say there's no real decision there. I mean, we all need to mother ourselves. We all need love. And it's very hard to not love your child. Let's put it that way. So the Tower, we have Death and the Four of Swords. Yeah, whatever this Tower is, it's causing something in your life to become finalized, and it's leading you to really reevaluate. The Four of Swords is a time of reevaluation. It's a time where you get to sit and you get to find your truth outside of all of the wounds of the past, where someone told you you weren't good enough, where you told yourself you can't do something because of what happened in the past. And this Tower coming down is showing you where a part of yourself there's something in your experience that has officially been destroyed. That Tower. That could be a way of being. It could be, and again, that way of being could be that maybe you lived for a long period of time denying this part of yourself, so focused on the physical, and you realize, this is what I want, actually. This is the priority. And it's time to release my tie to the physical. Or, I mean, we all obviously have to at some point. Yes, we do have to fulfill our needs in the physical. But sometimes, again, we become too focused on that, and we let that become our priority. And sometimes we can be focused on that too, to a point like where we could become a single parent, and we're so focused on providing for the needs of our child, but through the means in a financial way, keeping a roof over our head, keeping the rent paid, keeping them in the clothes that they want to wear, that kind of thing, that we don't stop and think, but would our child benefit more from me being able to, again, pick up a hobby with them on the weekend instead of working those extra hours? There's something along that line. There's a trade-off here that I think ultimately will lead to you finding something deep within, healing it. 'Cause that's also what the Hermit can speak to. In Virgo, you are the healer in the Zodiac, healing that within, and really being able to, I feel like, integrate your inner child into your everyday experience, whether this is through a child, again, making the decision to become a parent, or whether you are allowing yourself through play and not a hyper focus on the physical to allow yourself to really bond with a child in your life. And sometimes it can be just as easy as saying that, I'm not going to be the workaholic parent anymore. I'm not going to be the workaholic person who, takes that extra shift on the weekend and doesn't take that fun day out to the beach with everybody, that kind of thing. And suddenly it's like the Tower comes down and you're like, why didn't I do this sooner? I could always just have done that. I could always just have clocked out at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock like everybody else does. I don't have to be the person who stayed that extra hour, that kind of thing. But with the Sun and the Hierophant, this is clarity, true illumination around what you've committed to and how you can change that. The Hierophant speaks to our commitments, the rules and the regulations and the societal norms we committed to following. That's why sometimes it can be seen in association with marriage, or other kind of contractual things, maybe things that have to do with following a specific religion, or again, maybe you're in the corporate world and you follow a specific kind of bureaucratic way of the work world. But there's something here around, I think, for many of you where you might have been following a specific set of societal norms, beliefs, a structure that I have to be a certain way. And there's this realization of the clarity of, I get to set my own rules. I get to, what's normal? Like there's a little bit of that coming. What's normal? Wouldn't it be better if I create the rules for my actual life, not someone else pushing rules down on me? And there's something around that where that's where the tower comes from. I can live the life. There's something here around I can live the life I want to live for myself. I get to follow the rules I want to follow. I get to follow the rules that allow play to come into my life, or that allow me to find time to play with a child I dearly love in my life. And it's all if you can just have the strength to really embrace the Queen of Cups, embrace the mother within. Either the mother you are to yourself or the mother you are to another child. And that in turn will tear down the tower of where you felt trapped from really feeling into this energy of play, feeling into the energy like you're just playing with life. Bottom of the deck, the devil. This is what we've chained ourselves to. These are the thoughts that we have told ourselves we can't do something because, or where we've chained ourselves to a workplace or a way of working, or we've chained ourselves to even someone we love that can become the person that holds us back from this. This could be where a partner is holding us back from that, telling us that we can't quit our jobs, or we can't, whatever it is, fill in the blank. Could be even where we choose to hold ourselves back out of a commitment. So keep that in mind. Review what you've committed to, and really realize you can change the rules at any point, Virgo, because it's your life. It's no one else can live your life for you here. It's your life, and you're not trapped. Okay, let's go ahead here and get a final card. Not a final, I'll probably pull 2 or 3 more cards here, but this is where we're going to get advice from Spirit. So let's see, what does Virgo need to know about the energy for the month of April? What does Virgo need to know about? This can also be too where some of you maybe have felt trapped because you have a child. There can be a little bit of that where you're like, oh my gosh, this child is preventing me from, I'm going to have to break the bank. There can be a little bit of that kind of coming through here with the 8 of Swords and the Tower. But I think for many of you, you're going to realize that actually it's going to be the most freeing thing for you, as I found myself when I had a child. So we have number 8, indecision. So here's that indecision coming in, the 2 of Swords. Which way to go? Do I choose to be strong and honor myself, or become a mother, or do I not? Do I not honor myself? And with number 8, the 8 is the number of personal empowerment. It's also the number of physical abundance, but it's physical abundance that comes in when we honor ourselves and we are in that place of personal empowerment. So let me pull a couple clarifiers and we'll see what wants to come out with that. But yeah, this could be like where maybe you want to have a child and you're like, but I don't have the money, or I don't have the resources. And this could say you actually might. Yeah, there's the Ace of Swords again. Clarity, I think, will come to you by the end of this month as to where you've been sitting in a place of indecision around making a major life change to honor your own inner child, or where it is about becoming a mother, or shifting your life experience to be more of a present parent. So we have the Emperor and we have the 8 of Swords. this is where you're feeling trapped, where you don't feel that you're in a position of authority. The Emperor speaks to either someone or yourself, where you do not feel like you have the authority in your own life to make this decision. This could also be another individual in your life that you perceive as preventing you from making this decision. And I think that clarity is going to come in here very strongly, again, as to where maybe you've been following the rules. This could be a boss that says, no, you have to work on the weekends. And you're like, actually, I don't, because no one else does. Or actually, I could get another job and get the same amount of pay and not have to work on the weekends. Like, there's something around that. Or this could be just yourself, where you told yourself you can't do something, and this is the clarity of, I call the shots. Who am I giving away my authority to? Okay, so let's go ahead here and pull a card for Power of Surrender. I love this deck. It says, surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Yeah, it's time to make that decision, Virgo. It's time. We can sit in that place of being trapped all we want, but again, the tower is waiting to come down. And when we choose to bring that tower down ourselves through empowered action, what comes in for us is so much more abundant. It's so much easier. We are in control at that point as much as we can be. Rather than waiting for the tower to be brought down through an external force, meaning where we bring ourselves to a point where suddenly we overwork ourselves to the point because we're not honoring our inner child, where suddenly we have a health crisis and we end up having to quit that job because we just physically can't keep up with it. And then suddenly, we're faced with having to reevaluate our life, and where we, maybe now you're forced to spend money in a way that you didn't, or to live outside of having the same amount of financial resources coming in. It's better to see the reality of where you've been giving over your power to something in the physical versus honoring your spirit, honoring your inner child, or honoring the love of a child in your life, or bringing one into your life that will end up, again, expanding on your current experience on the emotional plane. All right, let's go ahead now. I'm going to pull a final card here. So this is a final card. I'll read about 2 to 3 paragraphs from the description that comes with the card for this oracle deck. The descriptions are very lengthy, and I find that the first 2 to 3 paragraphs really sum it up pretty well without kind of muddling up the message. So let's see, what's a final overarching message here for Virgo? What does Virgo need to know for the month of April? It's a time of play. Now, I do feel that, I felt that for couple other signs, but for you, Virgo, it really is coming strongly, and it's weird. It's like surrender procrastination. It's time to play. If you have to leave that job and go to a job where you work a few less hours, if you have to, if you, again, want to start clocking out at the correct time for your job, and you want to start picking up a side hobby, if you want to take that vacation, go and book it. Now, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know your specific experience, but I can say this energy right now is very potent for us to kind of set the tone for the next chapter of many of our lives. This is kind of like it's a true portal. So I really feel like for many of you, you're kind of being asked to really lean into that. What would a life of play feel like for you, and what would need to change in your physical, where you put your time and energy and investment into, what needs to be adjusted there for you to really feel like you can be a child at play, or you feel like you can honor a child in your life and play through them. Okay, so we have 2 cards that came out. We have Second Ray of Wisdom with the number 2, which I love. And then we have the Key of Light, number 26, which breaks down to number 8. So there's that personal empowerment again. So, and number 2 is about us working harmoniously with others, including us in our relationship to spirit. So number 2 here. Second ray of wisdom. It says the second ray of wisdom is a consciousness of loving wisdom straight from the heart of the universe. It amplifies the magnetic power of attraction, empowering you to pull into your life all that is needed for your life's work. It brings the opportunity to heal, restore, and understand through the power of love and the light of ancient wisdom. The spiritual master known as the Buddha is with you now to help you fully receive and integrate the blessing of the ray of light from the universe. The second ray of wisdom is the energy of the open and loving heart of the universe. It is inclusive, drawing all things toward it with an invisible magnetism. It is gifted to you at this time to help you attract into your life the people, opportunities, and teachings that will help you succeed in your life mission. This ray will help you focus your consciousness in your heart. It will bring to consciousness any unresolved matters of the heart for healing. This includes not only issues of relationship, but also any issues around trusting your heart to lead you. This ray will help heal your heart in an affirming and nurturing way. And I love that because that's exactly what I'm feeling with this reading, is that whatever this point of indecision is, whatever this change in your life that needs to happen, it is here to heal you. It is here to heal your relationship between you and that part of yourself that wants to come out and play, and the part of yourself that committed in a physical way to something. And it's time now to realize you can break your commitments, you can change, we all grow. And it's time to now heal that part within to allow yourself to really enjoy life again. Okay, so we have Key of Light. Not to say that you haven't been enjoying life, but to enjoy life on, I think, a level that maybe is less serious. With the Page of Wands coming in, that it truly is a child at play. And it's one that enjoys, it's one that sees their entire life as abundant. Key of Light. Okay, so it says Archangel Michael loves you unconditionally and serves your soul journey. He brings you a spiritual gift now, the Key of Light. This key allows you to open any door, clear away any obstruction, and free yourself from any prison or enslavement. There's the 8 of Swords with the Tower. That is enslavement or imprisonment. It says physical, emotional, or psychological. There is no need for you to feel trapped or locked out of a situation you want to get into. You now hold within your hands a divine key that will assist you in many ways. Archangel Michael has a message for you. You have the power of the divine in you. You have the ability to free yourself, no matter whether it seems that another person, a set of circumstances, or the entire world holds more power than you. Your power of freedom is unconditional. It doesn't require the outer circumstances change in order for you to be free, though as you choose freedom, outer circumstances often change radically. It says, for now, to be free, use the Key of Light. This means staying true to what you know for yourself. Gently and lovingly assert your truth now, and that's the Ace of Swords. Do not cave in to naysayers and fear generators, which is the Queen of Swords. Most especially, do not collapse under your own old fears or doubts. Gently and persistently cleaving to the light within will bring you through any apparent obstacle, free you from any apparent prison, and ensure your divine destiny is fulfilled. All doors shall be open to you. You are being given a gift of unconditional grace. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful ending to this reading, Virgo. And I think for many of you, this is that month to realize you are truly free. You have to commit to your own freedom, allow yourself to be unbound from whatever has been holding you back here, and allow the inner child to come forth. Surrender procrastination in that level. We all have lives of varying lengths. We don't know how short or long they will be. So it's time to, starting tomorrow, live your life as if truly you are at play. What brings you joy? All right, I will leave it there, Virgo. I hope you all have a wonderfully empowering and freeing month of April. I will not be posting any readings for about 2 weeks because I will be on vacation in San Diego visiting my family. But for those of you who are interested in getting weekly readings, towards the end of the month, I will be posting my tarot bite readings, which are short weekly reads for each sign. But if that's not for you, I will be posting the May Illumination reading starting the first week of May. So I look forward to seeing you all there. Bye, Virgo.